Okay, so after looking at adjustment layers, it's a good time to start talking about masks because they are massively, massively useful things that you'll potentially use a lot. Now, we'll add our adjustment layer. And I'm just going to do a hue again because it's really obvious, and I like the green cat. So let's have a green cat. Now what you've got here, automatically it will generate a mask. And the way masks work, I don't know if you're used to them in anything else, but the way they work is that white is a value of 1, as in you can see what this is masking. Black is a value of 0, as in you cannot see what this is masking. So at the moment, the mask, which covers the whole image, is all white, which means everything here on the adjustment layer can be seen because nothing's getting blocked. If I go in with my paintbrush, so use your paintbrush tool here, click on that, and then for your foreground color, pick black. Then you can go in and start painting a mask, and you'll see there it blocks off what the adjustment layer is doing, like so. And you'll see here that is updated. So black completely blocks whatever's happening. We'll be doing loads of masks in the future as well, but black completely blocks whatever is here. White lets it through, and anything in between, depending on how light and dark it is, will block it to varying degrees. So a really dark grey will block it a bit. I don't know if you can make that out. There's a bit of difference there. And a mid grey will block it somewhat, like so. So what you want to do really, in order to mask areas out, is with white, you just go in and, oops, I am doing that wrong, not with white at all, with black, you're going in and just literally painting over the bits that you don't want to be green. You know, now that's all fine and dandy. You can use other tools to help you with this. You can use the selection tools like the lasso to draw a shape around the pussycat. You can refine this as much as you want. We're talking more about selection tools as well at some point, but it's worth just playing with them just now. So I can just draw around the whole pussycat there. It's pretty rough, but I can refine it later. And then I can use the paint bucket tool to just fill that in. Oops. That. And that saves you a wee bit of time. Let's do that bit too. However, some of the downsides, so it's Control D? Yeah, Control D to deselect. That's fine and dandy, but obviously, you know, sometimes, you know, it's going to be a bit of a rough shape to do. It's going to take you a while. Can't get around that. But you also, it's not got great edge fidelity. You can see it gets pixelated as you zoom in because it is a bitmap image. The mask itself is a bitmap. So you can use vectors as well. And vectors are great because obviously you can get really nice defined shapes that aren't going to be blurring out at the edge. And the way they work, I'm just going to fill all this in white again. It's pretty much exactly the same as Illustrator. So what I'm doing here is I'm just colouring my mask in white, which means that it lets everything through, and that's all white again. If you want to add a vector mask, you click this wee button here, and then you'll see the pen tool. Now, Photoshop has the pen tool, as you might find in Illustrator. It's also got this freeform pen tool, various other ones, but these two are great. I mean, you could use them later on when we talk about that. I'm just going to grab the freeform pen tool just now, and I'm just going to draw around the cat. Oh, let's just do a pussycat's head. There you go. And we'll set that bit for some reason. And when you finish the shape, it has now created a vector that you can go and manipulate. But if you notice, by default, it hides everything that you haven't drawn on, which is pretty annoying. And once you've done it, it's quite hard to go back and fix. We go up here and click select subtract front shape, and that basically inverts the mask. There's no option here to invert for some stupid reason. There really should be. So you have to go up here to exactly the same as your Pathfinder tool in Illustrator. Click on here, and then change to whatever that is to subtract front shape. Now, when you've got this done, you can then go and manipulate it like any vector. So you can go in with your direct selection tool. Let's zoom in so we can actually see. Go in with my direct selection tool, and I can grab an anchor point, and I can start manipulating that round. So you get a lot more control if you're drawing around something with this, because you can add more points in if you want, you can subtract them, you can angle the curves, so if you want to add more, you go to your pen tool and you'll have add anchor point. So you go, I want an anchor point here please, and it gives you an anchor point. Or you can go delete anchor point, I don't want that anchor point, I don't like it, and you can delete it. So you get a lot of control over it. It's great for cutting out really defined shapes. Not so great at the fuzzy bits like that, but we'll get to that when we talk about the selection tools. But vectors and layer masks work pretty much the same way, but you get different control. Oh, another bonus of this actually that I should point out just now. Go away, I don't want you anymore. Why won't you deselect? Oh, because I've gone to layer mask there. I don't want to be on the layer mask. I'm just going to go back to that layer. The edge of that, because it's a vector, well, it's the image. It's the image that it's cropping out that's doing that, but the actor path itself, you can resize and it will remain nice. So if you want to cut out lots of different, like maybe you drew like a butterfly or something and you wanted to cut out loads of them, you could just copy that butterfly, rescale it, and it would look as nice as if it was if you had just drawn it new. Cool. So that's a wee bit about masks. Don't worry, there will be plenty more about masks in future time, but they are worth kind of trying to get a handle on just now because they are massively useful things. Cool. So I hope you found that useful.